Hey man, it finally happened. John Morant is no longer a part of the Grizzlies. Let's talk about it. So if you're not aware of the John Morant trade that just happened, Portland traded Jeremy Grant and Kris Murray to Memphis for Ja Morant. This trade kind of came out of nowhere as far as Ja Morant going to Portland. No one expected Portland to dip their toes in the Ja Morant waters, especially because of their roster construction. We're going to talk about all of that. First, I want to talk about Memphis. Memphis has been wanting to get off of Ja Morant for a number of years. I want to say it's been about 2 years since the last trade talks started. Since Memphis has talked about getting off of Ja Morant, they blew it all up. They got rid of Desmond Bane last season. They got rid of JJJ, Jaren Jackson Jr. last season. They completely, their core, they got rid of it. And they want to redo it. They want to start over. They drafted Cam Boozer in this past draft. So they're already on the rebuild side. They're already on the up and up as far as starting over. The last piece was getting rid of Ja Morant. And then here comes Portland swooping in with a low, in my opinion, a low ball offer. And they said yes. Portland traded two players that conflict with other players on their roster. Last season, Denny was an all-star last season. He made the all-star game. And as far as Portland's concerned, you got Denny, you got Dame, you got Drew Holiday, you got Shaedon Sharpe, you have Scoot Henderson, you have all these guards. You have all these like guards or like breakout players that kind of need the ball in their hands. So what was the purpose of trading Jeremy Grant and Kris Murray to Memphis for Ja Morant? In my opinion, if you're Portland, you get off of two bad contracts, bad players. Jeremy Grant was giving you 20 points a night, but he was also making the most on the roster in 32 mil. Then Kris Murray wasn't really giving you anything. He's not like his brother that is a three-point sniper. He's kind of like mid all around. He's only giving you 5 points a game. There's no reason to really keep him on the roster because he's also not grabbing rebounds. He's not really locking anything up. He's not really playing that much. So the main person you're missing is Jeremy Grant. So in my opinion, Portland is banking on the fact that you're getting Dame back. So since you're getting Dame back, his 20 points are going straight to Dame. So Jeremy Grant doesn't need to touch the ball that much. Your second best player is Denny. Denny had a breakout season. They're banking on Denny to keep hooping and keep doing what he needs to do to improve. So there's that. You have Donovan Clingan as your center. He had a really good year. All around they had a decent year. They're just young. So now, if you're Portland, you trade for Ja because you can get him for pennies on the dollar. And then what I think is going to happen is they're going to let Ja play. They're going to let Ja have a good year or like a better year than last year. And then he's going to be gone by the trade deadline. I guarantee that they're going to trade him for pieces that they need to make their team in totality better. Maybe a backup center, maybe a backup power forward or a power forward. They're gonna get some type of small forward shooting guard that is like a bona fide 3-and-D player or a couple. They're either gonna get one really, really good one or a bunch of okay ones. Either or is fine because as long as you have those players to surround their smaller front court because of Dame and Scoot, I think that's their plan, is to get rid of Ja by the trade deadline and get some more role players like a Finney Smith. I actually saw a report that the Rockets are shopping around during Finney Smith. I wouldn't be surprised if Ja was in a package to Houston for him, just because, obviously not just for him, but like for him and other players, because he's making $82 million over the next 2 seasons. But I could see him basically, Portland taking him on and then receiving players for him rather than just like draft picks. Memphis traded him and I'm sure they wanted more draft capital. Granted, I know his value tanked within the last few seasons because of all the off-court drama, the on-court drama, the coaching drama, every drama that you can ever imagine. So I know that his value wasn't the same, but I know Memphis was gonna want young players / draft capital back for him, basically. And they didn't get that from Portland, but what they did get was expiring contracts. Jeremy Grant has 1 year left on a massive deal that was one of the worst in the NBA. And Kris Murray is also on an expiring contract. So that's what they're thinking. They're like, okay, we can get players off the books and also not having to pay one player millions, $80+ million for the next 2 years. So it's a win for them in that perspective. And then Portland's perspective is they're going to trade him later on to get more assets as far as like players. They're not looking for young players. They're not looking for all-star caliber players. They're looking for those role players that can make an impact and contribute to the team's success. And then they're going to bank on Dame and Scoot and everyone else and Denny to like basically have a great season, great games, and to take them to basically the promised land. As far as they're not gonna make, I don't think they're gonna make the finals or anything like that, but to be a competitive team, to be in the play-in or higher, or being in the 8th, 7th, or 6th seed. As far as a competitive, they're not big enough to compete right now. So I think that because they're in the West, they need to get a little bit bigger, pause. But I think that's basically the reason for this Ja Morant trade, is to move him later. Ja gets a fresh start. He gets a new narrative. He's gonna look great. Mark my words, and then by the trade deadline, he'll be gone, and Portland will just continue doing what they're doing with a slew of players that they plan to bring in from that Ja trade. Other than that, it makes no sense for Portland to trade for them. So that's the only logical conclusion that I could come to. If y'all have any other conclusion that y'all think, you let me know in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.